This trade has been rumored to happen for a couple of days now, and today it has finally happened. The San Jose Sharks and the Minnesota Wild made a couple of trades together today. I say a couple because it technically was two separate trades. So the trade that broke first was actually Ryan Donato being sent to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2021 NHL Draft. And then shortly after that, Jesse Pierce, who is a writer for The Athletic Minnesota and also a writer for NHL.com, quoted that tweet and said, "Official, hearing the Dubnyk deal to San Jose is nearly done too, for a 5th round pick in 2022. Basically, we can just look at this as Ryan Donato and Devan Dubnyk for a 3rd and a 5th round pick. I definitely do have a lot of strong opinions on these trades from both teams' perspectives, so we're going to get into all of that in this video. But as always, real quickly before we begin, be sure to go follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay connected. I'm going to be tweeting a lot with you guys throughout the draft and throughout free agency. You can also go check out my gaming channel where I will soon be posting NHL 21 content once that game releases, so if any of those things interest you, links to all of that will be down below in the description. And as always, if you guys are new to this channel and you want to see more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And now let's talk about these trades. Let's start off by talking about the trade that broke first, Ryan Donato to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a 3rd round pick. And I'll be honest, my first thought when I seen this was, that's it, that's all it took for San Jose to bring in a guy like Donato. And this one to me really doesn't make a lot of sense for Minnesota. Now I know Bill Guerin has came in and been very aggressive since getting the job as Minnesota Wild general manager. He's made a lot of trades. It seems like he wants almost a completely different roster, but trading Donato for a 3rd, that's one I don't really get. Ryan Donato is 24 years old. The most games he's ever played in a season is 64, and that came in the 2019-20 season with the Minnesota Wild. He scored 14 goals and had 23 points. This season, Ryan Donato was a pretty solid top 9 forward who has a good amount of offensive upside. Like, I don't think any of us would be extremely surprised if next season as a member of the San Jose Sharks he scores 20 goals. He has the capability to do that. The way I look at this, and maybe it's not a good way to look at trades, but I always find myself doing it anyways, are the Minnesota Wild going to draft a player with that 3rd round pick who is going to wind up being better than or even as good as Ryan Donato is at the NHL level? My guess would be probably not. I mean, sure, a lot of 3rd round picks do wind up having an NHL career, but on the other hand, a lot of them don't. Maybe I'm overthinking this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the comment section saying it's just Ryan Donato, and I know he isn't a game-breaking player, but like I said, he has some upside and is still only 24. I just feel like maybe Minnesota would have been better off if they just kept him. On the other side of things, I really do like this pickup for the San Jose Sharks, especially given the fact that all they had to give up is a 3rd round pick. If Ryan Donato can come into their top 9 next season and be like a 40-point guy, that's great value. So those are my thoughts on Ryan Donato going to San Jose. Now let's talk about the Devan Dubnyk part of this trade and San Jose acquiring him for a 5th round pick. Now I feel completely different about this than I do about San Jose acquiring Donato. I don't really get the thought process here for the Sharks or what they think Devan Dubnyk is going to be for them. It looks like San Jose is envisioning a tandem of Devan Dubnyk and Martin Jones heading into next season, and that is questionable to say the least. Devan Dubnyk is 34, is coming off of the worst season he's had in his career in like 6 or 7 years. He was legitimately one of the worst goalies in the NHL that played 30 or more games this season. So you're going to pair him with Martin Jones, who was also one of the worst goalies in the NHL this season that played 30 or more games, and he wasn't good in the 2018-19 season either. So the Sharks now have over $10 million tied up in those two goaltenders. In an offseason where there is so many options out there in terms of goalies, whether that's free agency or via trade, this is what they decide to do. I'm not going to sit here and say that the San Jose Sharks overpaid for Devan Dubnyk, because they didn't. A 5th round pick, they pretty much got him for free. I just don't know if a Devan Dubnyk Martin Jones goaltending tandem is better than an Aaron Dell Martin Jones goaltending tandem, which is what they had this season. We're going to have to wait and see how this one plays out. Devan Dubnyk is definitely capable of bouncing back, and maybe him splitting games with Martin Jones, they can make each other better. I just wouldn't count on it, and I definitely have my doubts about that. We'll see how this goes, but I definitely suspect the Minnesota Wild will now be in the market for a goaltender to share the net with Alex Stalock next season, unless they want to go with like a Stalock and Capo Kakinen tandem, but I don't think that's likely to happen. But that is going to do it for this video. Those are my thoughts on the trades that happened today between the San Jose Sharks and the Minnesota Wild. If you are a fan of either of these teams, I'm very very curious to hear what you guys think, so be sure to post all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy, and as always, if you guys are new to the channel and you want more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You might see another video from me today if another trade happens or something like that, but if not, I will see you guys tomorrow.